I'm guessing I was too scared, baby. Maybe I just thought.
So, you don't like reading, or you just can't get yourself to it, like you don't have the time. Well, keep watching this video because I'm pretty sure these books will change your mind. Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Nandini and I'm a freshman studying dramatic literature and journalism at New York University. In this video, I'm going to give you a bunch of books from different genres so that you can pick one that suits yourself. This book charts the life of Meghan Markle from childhood to the present day. The readers of this book get to know a lot about how her interest in feminism peaked. We also get to know about her career as an actress, the ups and downs, the whole audition process, how she landed the role in Suits. Of course, we have her whole personal relationship and journey with Prince Harry, how they met, their relationship status now, and her eventual clash with the British tabloids, which I'm pretty sure you guys must have heard about. This book was particularly very powerful to me because I got to see her growth of a strong social conscience, which is something that's very important to me as well. And this book was also one of the non-fiction books that I picked up for myself that I was not sort of forced to read in school or anything. And because of this book, I now want to read more non-fiction books because of how well written this was. This book was originally published in the New Yorker, like there were different sections that were published and then all of it was sort of brought together to compile an entire book. The book revolves around the life of McGuinness, who was a man who was wrongly accused of killing his pregnant wife and two young daughters, and about a journalist by the name of MacDonald who befriended McGuinness for many years, saying that he would write a book proving his innocence because in fact he believed that McGuinness was not the actual murderer. However, in a sudden betrayal a few years later, he published a book that did quite the opposite, in which McGuinness was seen as a psychopathic person who was in fact the murderer. This case and this whole betrayal piqued the interest of Malcolm, who is the author's her interest, and she decided to take things into her own hands, and so she dug her feet into the whole investigation. And while the book does not provide a concrete answer as to who the murderer actually was in that unfortunate incident, it does tell you the downsides of being a journalist. This book was assigned to me for my journalism class because one of my majors is journalism, and it was interesting to read this because I learned that not everything is black or white. While journalists do a lot of good things and beneficial things for the world around us, it can be pretty bad for a subject to come into contact with a journalist who straight out betrays him. This book is one of the best books I've read ever, regardless of my bias for murder mysteries. So this book, it revolves around a high schooler who wants to apply to Columbia by the name of Pip, and before she applies she has to do a final project, and in her final project she decides to reinvestigate an age-old murder of a young girl by the name of Andy Bell and her boyfriend Sal Singh. And in her investigation she decides that Sal Singh, who was accused by everyone of being the murderer, was in fact not the murderer. However, this final project soon turns out into an obsession, and she obviously gets very close to the truth because someone in Fairview, which is the place where she lives, really does not want her to find out the truth and reveal it and expose it to the entire world. So her life is threatened, and the whole story, just to read the way it charts out, is fantastic. This book made me cry, made me laugh, sometimes even made me slightly scared at night, and I was completely hooked to it. I've never read such a good murder mystery book, so I highly recommend this book. Even if you don't take any of the other recommendations, I highly would suggest you read this one. This book was my first ever romance novel because I do not prefer reading romance novels ever, but this was clearly an exception because the book is so well written and it had me completely hooked. This book, the story revolves around the son of America's president and the Prince of England, both of them falling in love, and the political repercussions that has for the relationship between the UK and the US. The best part about this book is that it's extremely funny, it's very witty and just very well written. Okay, now my bias clearly shows because what is a book recommendation video without Nandini pointing out David Hume? Because I absolutely love the dude, love his ideas, love his way of thinking and writing. Absolutely love it. So this book is written like a dialogue, which makes it extremely engaging and fun to read because dialogues, dramatic literature, it's just fun to read. And it's about these three speakers, Cleanthes, Philo and Demia, who debate the existence of God, and if he does exist, what is his nature. Okay, any and all of Hume's works, it's like reading something that's so fancy yet so cohesive. It's like doing brain exercise. So if you want to pick your brain and do some brain exercise, read any and all of Hume's works, especially this book. And finally, in the play sections, now I know plays are not books, but because I'm a dramatic literature major, I thought why not include a play because I love reading plays. In the play section, we have Guards at the Taj by Rajiv Joseph. This play is straight up one of the best plays I've ever read. It's about Babur and Humayun, who are two soldiers who are given the duty of chopping off the hands of the workers who built the Taj Mahal on the ruler's orders, who was Shah Jahan. And it's about the whole physical and emotional repercussions that come with that, because let's face it, chopping off like 40,000 hands is not the best thing you want to do. This play, even though it's a historical play, it's really funny. It's written in a very witty manner, and the style and the whole sort of language is very modern day, so it totally does not feel that I'm reading a history textbook. Oh my god, the ending of this play shook me. I totally did not see that coming. It was so unexpected, but so good. Trust me, read this play to read and get to the ending. So, these were all the book recommendations that I had for you in this video. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you liked it. And you can also follow me on Instagram, where I give these recommendations more often and just more of them. And I will see you guys next time in another video. Bye!
I'm guessing I was too scared, baby. Maybe I just thought you'd say no, whatever the reason for it.